Hi. I don't usually get visitors here. How are you? I mean, if that's fine. Hang on. You can't see me, can you? Hang on. How about this? Huh? That's not supposed to say that. God dang it. God dang it, I'm too strange for the servers again. Oh god. You know what? Fine, I'll just possess the freaking error text. Let's see. Yep, I'm in the error text now. Well, I guess that's me. 404 stranger not found. I guess I should have seen that coming. Anyway, hi. Enough of the terrible joke, I suppose. Hi, I'm Dojel. You can visit me here occasionally. I play weird games and things that allow me to exercise my brain. That's about all you need to know. I guess I should put something in the background if you're gonna be staying here. Well, I'm gonna be showing off some Cultist Simulator today because I've been bringing it up recently and people seemed interested. Let me know if the text is distracting or somehow inconvenient. I'll figure something out eventually. I tried to make it transparent enough to still be kind of able to see behind it. I don't know, maybe it was a dumb idea. Anyway, Cultist Simulator is a game in which you explore the world of the secret histories. By honestly trying to not let the game kill you. I will be reading a lot, so I hope you get used to my reading voice, because otherwise this will be very annoying to you. That's about it, really. Well, let's begin, I guess. Also, this game is my weather factory. Weather factory. God damn it, I can't speak. Begin game. Alone in this chilly city with my useless education and my dream. What now? Could I become something? I'm gonna pause the game for now and just Dojel. I could do something referencey here, but I'm just gonna put my own name in. Let's begin, with menial employment. Precarious position as a hospital porter. Miserable, but it's all you can find just now. Well, that's not great, but earn a living or practice the invisible arts. Another shift at the hospital. Another shift. Mopping the darkened hallways, delivering posts to hollow-eyed invalids, trundling corpse-laden gurneys through the basements. I'm just gonna rearrange this a little bit while we explore this game. Halfway through your shift, the head porter beckons you aside. We won't be required your services any longer, he says. Here, your last payment. We've paid you through the end of the month. I have lost my job. At least now I have a little time to rest and my health improves. Dream is unreal. Funds. Enough to support me for a little while in adequate comfort. Health. This is my body. There are other bodies, but this one is mine, and my mind needs it as a fungus needs soil. With enough vitality, you can gain more health. Dark, what the? Hi, Dark. Hi, Wisp. What are you doing here? How did you? I mean, I guess you could have guessed. Music is overpowering my voice. I'll turn it down a little. Is this better? Let me know if this is better. Test. I went a little far, I think. How about this? I mean, now the music cut out. That's not ideal. Oh god damn it, I'm ruining everything. Hang on. Yes, I'm putting it on 60:9. That seems decently balanced to my voice. Let me know if things get out of control again. I am very new at this. But yeah, hi Wist. Sorry to see you here, I guess. I play weird shit. I'm sorry I shouldn't have phrased it like that, but I didn't expect to see you here, is all I was trying to say. I swear to God if you Dragnadian in here, though. Recall my dreams. Once again, I dream of a glow beneath the filthy skin of the world. The light through the black wood. The pale door. The old man. I'm sorry. You surprised me a little. Well, I guess if you click something, it highlights what you can play on it. Health. Unskilled labor. Back-breaking work for meager pay. Is this the best I can do? God damn it, Nadian. Hi, Nadian. God. How many people are you dragging in here? Jesus Christ! God, I wasn't expecting this. Well, it began when I spoke to the old man in the hospital. He knew my name, but he's dead now. The pneumonia. How do we rest? Absolutely, Wist. Why do I dream of him still? What is the cobalt light in my dreams? Time is now passing. God, I'm a bit overwhelmed now, actually. And now we have passion and contentment. And the contentment doesn't last very long. I'm happy, I think. Contentment defends against dread, but contentment doesn't last. A change in the air. I need funds to live, but perhaps this recent upset in my circumstances is a secret blessing. Is there something to my dreams? There is a change in the air. Yes, this stream is gonna be a lot of me reading things that you don't actually need to read in this game. To be honest, it is a good excuse for me to actually learn the lore in slightly more depth than I usually know it. But yeah, welcome everyone. My condolences for being here and not somewhere more interesting, but hi. Okay, what the hell is all this? The day is done and so am I, but I've earned my pay. So I get 1 health. Well, no, I had the health. I get 1 vitality and 1 funds. The course of the heart. Whenever the principle of the heart is implicated, I may gain vitality. Oh, that's nice. I mean, I knew what that did, but that is still nice. This card can't be used, but it will recover after 60 seconds. I can recover it faster by dreaming. Well, then let's dream it. Nap to recover from fatigue. I just need a little time to recover my energy. Over time, you'll notice that I have a preferred layout in this game, because otherwise this game becomes an absolute mess. A letter from a solicitor. The old man at the hospital, the one I dream of, has named me in his will. I will hear more soon. Good, because I want to be able to use these vitalities. Exercise, or something rarer, has invigorated me. Use with another vitality to improve your abilities. It lasts only 3 minutes if unused. Nap from... I am refreshed. Might as well do it again. The old man had bequeathed me a sum of money and a packet of peculiar papers, poetry, riddles, metaphysical speculations. For the first time in months, here is some fuel for my reason. Study is unlocked. And I get a bequest, a package of peculiar papers from my correspondence executor. I must study it using either passion or reason. And money. Yay, money. But you can also use study to use these vitalities to improve yourself. Increase my health. I'll need more. I am abrim with vitality. If I devote some time to exercise, I'll benefit. Let's do that then, because I like having vitality. It also makes labor actually cost effective. Because this fucking thing eats one of your funds every 60 seconds, and without specialized vitality, you gain 1 fund every 60 seconds, so you advance exactly nothing. There are other ways of work than doing manual labor, but those ways are slightly more involved and have some caveats. Well, I guess the reason one doesn't really, but... Well, it does, in that it demands that you constantly do it. Which is annoying, because sometimes you would like to take a break, but your job won't let you, because you will get fired if you don't go to work continuously. Which, you know, does make sense. I've grown stronger, I've gained health, but it'll be more difficult to gain health next time. So, I guess we should study that package. I'll examine each item with meticulous care. Examine the bequest, employing reason. A stronger physique. I have benefited from exercise. Use this with 2 lessons learned to gain more health. And I should probably keep one. Unskilled labor. Arms of bronze. 2 works then. You'll note that that still said 55 seconds, so you will not be gaining funds quickly doing that, but you will be gaining. Time. The sundial's shadow passes. I must have funds to live, or I will become ill. And you will become ill anyway, because sometimes you get sick. Because this game really tried to kill me. My correspondence describes my dreams exactly. They use names that are instantly familiar. The house, the wood, the hours, the glory. They knew secrets beneath time and the skin of the world. A new curiosity burns within me. There is a note here. Directions to a bookshop that does not advertise its wares. And there is also a whole lot of things. So we have a watchman's secret. It has been expressed like this. Each hour has its color, but color exists only where there is light. That is going somewhere over here. Notes on a possible collaborator. My correspondent has recorded his observations of me. He believed I had potential. He recorded this observation of someone else too. With time and study, perhaps I can find that person. Okay, so study that. I have a name, a description, a few tantalizing details, but there are 1,000 faces in this city. God damn it, words are hard. Temptation, enlightenment. It has occurred to me that I hold the key to wisdom. This card will allow you to win an enlightenment victory if you upgrade it far enough. Dreaming about it might advance it or change it. And directions to Moorlands. Cryptic directions to the obscure address of a certain Moorland, a dealer in the rare sort of book. I will be pausing a whole lot while I read these things, so if you know this game, things might advance very slowly. Oh look, bleak thoughts, dark days. I must be careful not to let doubts creep in. Dread may provoke full-fledged despair. One of the ways this game is trying to kill you. Only one though. And now I have an address. I'll dispatch a letter and propose a meeting. Talk is unlocked. Mystique. Uncanniness lingers. Mystique may attract the attention of hunters. They can't use it to build a case against you, but it will encourage them to look harder. And now we have every verb except explore. Can I study this? I don't remember. The directions to Morland's shop are cryptic. When one deals in the kind of book my correspondent studied, one must be circumspect. Talk goes somewhere here. An acquaintance. The reply to your letter is courteous, if caution. They are intrigued by how you found their name. Intrigued enough to meet. Sylvia, an acquaintance. Sylvia lost her eye in the woods when she was 9 years old. Every year, at Candlemas, she returns to the place she buried. You might be able to recruit this acquaintance as a follower. And how do I do that? A new beginning. Tonight, we might be more. Or together we might be. Here is someone I might work with. A companion, or a follower. But first I must give them something to follow. A society. A sodality, an order, a cult. And then we do absolutely nothing with that cult for like the first 2 hours of this game. Because that is how you get yourself captured. Explore. Now that I've found a location, I can explore it. An occult scrap. Secret histories are layered beneath the one we know, like the notes in Rare Wine. This is a detail from one of those histories. Exploring with this scrap of knowledge may uncover secret locations in the capital. And here we have the explore verb, which I will put in the middle. There's no real reason to put these things in the middle, but it is useful to do. Like, they don't benefit from being in any specific spot, but, you know, I do like to keep things organized a little bit, because otherwise you will find nothing. I have become my true work. The authorities will take an interest in it. I must be ready for it. You have begun to establish your cult. It will need a little more before you can recruit followers. Oh god, notoriety. Certain acts are not quickly forgotten. Notoriety may allow hunters to build a case against you. Oh god, I forgot you got notoriety this early. Notoriety is probably the second easiest way to get yourself killed. Find Morland Shop. An ill-lit street at an ill-favored bend in a lesser river. A soft yellow light through a grimy window. Miss Morland nods as I enter, but doesn't rise. And never ask the name of my clients, she informs me, before I have time to introduce myself. Explore is unlocked. Morland Shop. The dim premises of Miss Morland, who deals in rare and sometimes dangerous books. This is how we're gonna be learning a whole lot in early game. Choose founding principles, tradition and compulsion, old, new, or both together. Add lore to determine your cult's founding principles. We'll be going with a lantern cult, so we'll be using the Watchman's secret. Establish the Mirror of Glory, an occult society dedicated to the understanding of the light that leaks from a fiercer place. Just putting that in there. Gonna put this here. Let's see. We'll be buying a book. Add to your library. It takes time to sort the gold from the dross, the wheat from the chaff, the blood from the water. If I buy enough books, I'll find something interesting. And that fire noise means that I just burned that fun. It will not matter. The cloud spot. The wolf despair prowls elsewhere. No dread empowers this despair. It is over for now. Oh, I have 2 vitality. I didn't realize. Exercise the button. I am Okay, I've read that one already. Gotta keep earning my money. An adversary. Someone is meddling. Terrible clarity. Our purpose demands that we recognize truths that chill the spirit. I must give of myself, my reason. I found something noteworthy. The Orchid Transfigurations Volume 2. I'll be going through these later, because we will be buying a whole lot of books. There's always someone who doesn't understand or who understands too well. This troublemaker may seek evidence on my activities to share with the authorities. Weary detective. This gentleman would much rather be left alone with his pipe and his illustrated London news. But no, apparently some conjurer of abominations has to be hunted down like a mad dog. And apparently no one else can find the time. Also, be right back. Alright, I'm back. Apparently my dog was upset with it. My first recruit. A cult with one member is only an unusual habit. I must have a recruit, and here we recruit Sylvia. Exotic cravings, what hungers drive us. Another book. Vitality, a lesson learned. I am ready to improve. Use this with your strength skill to improve the skill and gain health. It lasts up to 5 minutes before it decays back to a vitality. The Watchman's Footsteps. Hunger glows in my brain. Hunger for the knowledge the invisible art might bring. The Watchman, who is the door in the eye, waits in my dreams. If I learn the lantern lore and dream of this temptation, I can advance my purpose. The need gnaws at me. Oh god, and here we have wrestling. The easiest way to lose your run is letting this get out of control. Our rise begins. I have founded my cult. This is a step to greater power. Use your cult to recruit and promote followers. Talk with followers about your cult to send them out on cult business. We will be doing none of that, because that is how you get yourself captured. But we will be recruiting followers. Speak of esoteric matters. Talking publicly about the invisible art will attract attention. Perhaps that's what I want. Also, it said to dream upon this with my lantern. Meditate on my goal of unearthly knowledge. Should I dedicate myself to my purpose, or focus my efforts elsewhere? Light's dedication. I will dedicate myself to the pursuit of knowledge. Oh god, it's a collection of essays. If the mind is a blade, this is a website. Study to gain an erudition lesson learned, which you may be able to use to increase reason. Spoiler alert, we will not be doing that. Because I would much rather sell these for a refund. And I don't need it. Whenever the principle of the lantern sheds its light, I may recall additional scraps from it. Thus the facts have become clear in my brain. For now. So, restlessness isn't all, but it is mostly bad. But one of the things you can do it with it is work with your passion. Dull minds are never either intuitive nor mathematical. Blaze Biscuit. Restlessness. A restless longing has me. I feel that I want to do something. What exactly? Well, we're gonna paint. I used to paint. I could paint those sights I half remember from my dreams. I might sell something. I probably won't. Yearning. If I am restless, perhaps this is what I want. Also, yes, you can click the slots and sometimes they will say things. And here we have another book that I will be reading later. More books though. Never stop buying books. Until the game literally forces it. The early game of this game, once you know what you're doing, very much centers around making yourself better. More able to do things. I found someone who may be a kindred spirit, but I'll need to win them over. Winning over an acquaintance requires your passion. Damn it, I was just using that. Read whatever is to hand. The world is awash with the printed words. Even the newspapers contain knowledge sometimes. I have spoken the words. Each hour has its color, but color exists only where there is light. I will go where there is light, though it bleach me to glass. I have advanced a step towards a terrible ascension. Dedication and enlightenment. I have dedicated myself to the pursuit of higher understanding. I must see beneath the skin, whatever it comes. More fucking books. Am I burning through my funds just to buy books? Yes. Yes, I am. I finished a painting to the excitement of absolutely no one but me. Sometimes paintings will bring you glimmerings. Study them to unlock more advanced painting skills. There are 3 stats in this game: health, passion, and reason. Ooh. That could be useful. Anyway, more money. I could not muster the passion to bring them into my circle. Perhaps another time. I'm so glad that notoriety is decaying though. Anyway. Increase my reason. Exercise the mind. I have picked up odd facts here and there. If I spent time studying what I've learned, I could increase my reason. I soak up knowledge as a shadow soaks up light. I may be close to advancement. Well, you are on the path to advancement. And by you are, I mean me. Okay, one more book and then I probably should stop buying books. And maybe start actually reading the ones that And I'm getting sick. I finished Earth. Here is my pick. I didn't really want to get sick though, because now I can't do labor. So I should probably stop buying books while I'm at it. My mind, the library. Skill, scholarship. tigers of wrath are wiser than the horses of instruction. If I spent time studying what I've learned, I could increase my passion and gain a skill. I am flush with clever quotations, skill, scholarship. Actually, I'm just gonna put these here. Not that I will ever actually use them, but... You know what? Let's get a real job. Find clerical work. Find work which will spare my body, if not my mind. As much as I do not like getting an affliction, disease has left me weak. I need rest and nourishment if I am to recover. So you combine this with vitality in your dream, and you wait and you get your health back. Trysts and interlude. If I have a particular friend, now is the time to renew our connection. Some days are better than others. Sometimes the sky is nothing like a filthy sheet. Sometimes the river runs free. Glover and Glover have offered me a junior position. I start at 8 sharp tomorrow morning. The scratching of pens, the sourness of dust, the sighting of the younger Glover, the greedy gurgling of the young. Diligence. Extra effort. It may help sometimes. I will apply extra effort. Perhaps they'll appreciate it. Keyword there being perhaps. I'll move the clock a little bit out of the way. Feed my imagination. There are more windows in my soul, but sunlight is not the only thing that passes through a window. And now I have 2 passion instead of 1. And I can make myself stronger. I will grow stronger still. A vivid imagination. My daydreams sometimes outpace my dreams. These 3 are cards that represent how much you have developed a particular attribute of your health, your passion, and your reason. Should probably put this person next to the other people I talk to. And maybe start recruiting again. Oh, that's not what I wanted. The sick room grows close and stale. Time to get on. Now going back to the exotic cravings. A promotion. Mr. Eldon, the supervisor of records, has called me into his office to recognize my diligence. I watch the mole on his neck as he talks, and talks, and talks. But at the end of it, I have a promotion. My new position is better paid and the desk stands by the street window. But I work directly for Mr. Eldon now. Mr. Eldon is known to be exacting. I am better paid than I was, but Mr. Eldon has taken an interest in me. Mr. Eldon is very particular. Mr. Eldon likes things done just so, and Mr. Eldon has never believed that I am qualified for this promotion. Meanwhile, I am getting more restlessness. My curiosity is becoming a physical need. My eyes will be thresholds. It is almost time to perform the work and begin the changes, but I must have enough lantern aspect. Exploration might help me find more. The machine, my body, ripples with power. You might not know it to look at me, but I have grown strong as a smith or a soldier. I don't want to read the books yet, so I'm just gonna go train my reason. If I am to have a chance at keeping my job and dealing with this restlessness, I'm gonna have to need to paint about it very quickly after I get off work. trembling in the air. The sun flickers like a shadow. Dreams ripple behind the surface of mirrors. I must be careful not to drift from the waking world. And this is a perfect time to get this, because I wanted to deal with the fucking restlessness. God fucking damn it. Work overtime at Mr. Alden's assistant. Of course he does. The work is complete when I have assessed the work as complete, and not before. I trust we understand each other. Well, I guess this is decaying into dread. Should have seen that coming, to be honest. Dread. I've seen too much. A nameless gnawing fear has its teeth in my hopes. An existential horror. The words contain knowledge. Now I contain it. It is a little like theft, and a little like feasting, and a little like the progress of an infectious disease. A light in the sky. I've read this one. It is nice though that I get another free edition. On this occasion I have determined that your work is of an acceptable standard. You may go. Be punctual tomorrow, please. There may be ways to deal with Mr. Allen. There are indeed ways. I am not going to be exercising them yet. Mostly because I don't want to involve Sylvia. The world as it is. Mirrors are calm. The sun is steady. The glory recedes. I am sane, if that means anything. No fascination drives your visions. It's over. For now. And then you get a fleeting reminiscence out. A moment in time. In another moment, it'll be gone. Because it is fleeting. Oh god, it's a hanger-on. Well, the cult of the mirror glory. An occult society dedicated to the understanding of the light that leaks from a fiercer place. I have to recruit this motherfucker. This one is ready. Recruit an acquaintance by invoking laughter. An adversary is asking searching questions about my activities. As long as there is Mystique on the board, he will keep eating Mystique and extending this goddamn timer. Fortunately, that's all Mystique does, and I don't have any notoriety, which would actually be bad. Mystique, the hunter finding Mystique isn't bad in itself, aside from the fact that it means the hunter will stay around one. A dozen lights blaze. There is no place for shadow in these rites, and no place for mercy. Mr. Alden wants me to do overtime again, which is not great, but oh well. Has attracted this hunter's attention. They can prove nothing yet, but they'll keep looking for longer now. I guess I'll explore. Search the city. Crowded thoroughfares by day, a fog wrapped in the labyrinth by night. I'll walk the streets, seeking secrets, until I can walk no more. I don't want a hireling. Especially not you. You only have 3 moth. Go away, shifty woman. If a hunter has found notoriety, they will try to use it to create or upgrade evidence. If they're meticulous, they'll always succeed. If they're erratic, they're more likely to fail. but they can occasionally create evidence even without notoriety. Fortunately, they are not erratic, and they have no evidence. Can't prove a thing, motherfucker. Mr. Alden has found nothing to criticize me for my work. Hooray, that means I actually make some goddamn money. Because otherwise, the progress of earning money is rather slow. I don't want a hulking fellow either. I'm not yet ready to start murdering people at random. Yep, here come the visions again. Fortunately, I have no fascination. Because otherwise, that would be kind of annoying to get rid of. Knowledge is a city wall built stone by stone, but what waits in the darkness beyond the walls? Why would we need a fortress, except that we had something to fear? Oh god, I'm getting sick. I might have found somewhere unusual. Oh, the Agdisis Club. I don't use the Agdisis Club much in my actual playthroughs, but... well, actual playthroughs. This is an actual playthrough. Just one where I read out loud a lot more than I usually do. And Oriflamme's Auction House. Oriflamme specializes in curios, perfumes, taxidermy, specimens, and rare text. It operates from cramped new premises now since the destruction of the old by an unexplained fire. You can buy or sell items at Oriflamme's. I will not be doing either at the moment. Because I need more money and I'm not yet willing to sell anything. Well, I could sell these books, but I'm not gonna. Because that might, I don't know, seem a bit unnatural. I have reordered the boundaries of my ignorance. Skill, notable scholarship. I have learned enough to know how little I know. How very Einstein of me. Or Socrates, rather. Well, he wants me to do overtime again. Speak of esoteric matters in the meantime. An affliction. Unskilled labor, arms of iron. I will work with speed and in silence. I don't fear injury. I forgot if you actually can get injured that way. It's certainly not very likely. Even in waking hours, I have begun to see new colors. The Watchman's Light. The others speak little to me, but now they nod when I pass. Here's my... And I can do that just in time for me to wake up and actually do my job. How very fitting. The other thing is not a job, that's just a paid-for exercise routine. Don't question it too much. Meanwhile, gotta study. Hi, Cloudy. Yes, I am culting everywhere. How are you, sir? Oh, hey, it's Sulakshana. Yes, I am culting everywhere, like you said. Well, right now I'm not really culting, I'm just talking about shit I shouldn't be talking about and becoming stronger. Not really doing much with my cult yet. God damn it, Mr. Eldon. Always when I'm restless. Oh god. The dread got into my bleak thoughts. That's bad. That's not good. Well, time to start going to bed early. Looking around YouTube disassociating. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Or is that a good thing? I don't know. You can disassociate here if you want. I don't know if I would recommend it, because you're gonna hear me say some weird words, but you can do that. How do you say that? Amavasya, I believe. Well, time to see more weird colors again. Always when I'm fucking working for Mr. Eldon. One, two, three, four. More books. Always more books. This isn't even a library, but more books. Dreams of rain. Rain is coming, but the right kind of rain. Oh, thank God! I dreamt of the rain, whispering in the eaves, tapping on windows like an old friend, hissing prankishly in the chimney. It is difficult to be unhappy in the right kind of rain. Listen, anything I say to call you out on that is a boomerang thrown that will come back to bonk myself on the head. I mean, Cloudy, I am playing a game called Cultist Simulator. This shit will get weird. Eventually. Right now I'm just playing cards on cards. Holy shit, Mr. Eldon is actually letting me paint for once. So, aside from with passion, you can also paint with mystique. So, you know, tell people that you have been painting. Hi, Valen. Preferably sooner than later. Preferably what? Exactly. It's another hanger-on. Sure, we'll recruit you. I believe you are the preferably weird sooner or later. Sooner than later. I guess that's fair. I mean, I can start reading these books eventually. I'm just grinding the stats. The colors of night. I could spend money on better paints, or perhaps I could find more exotic pigments. We will not be finding more exotic pigments at the moment. How was dinner, Valent? A day's work, I have not sure. Continue talking about weird shit. I would imagine that red peppers do give you stuff. Finished with quality. This is work I can be proud of. With enough publicity, it will sell. It did in fact sell. My recent work is considered significant. I may yet earn a living from this, but nothing is certain. Yay, we got a little bit of money from painting. Oh god, the bleak thoughts are back. Well, at least I have no restlessness to turn into dread. The winding sound makes the tabletop seem so analog. The winding sound is me pausing and unpausing the game, to be fair. The fact that this looks like an actual tabletop probably also makes a tabletop seem analog. Even if the... I don't know what this perspective thing is. Seems a bit weird. Seems very sharp. But maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. And of course there's a hunter. Why isn't it? When isn't there a hunter? Study some more with my reasons so I can turn these lessons learned into an actual smartness. Smartness, that sure is a word. It's a word because I say it is. Oh, that's not the correct way of doing that. Alright, who is coming with me? It's an acquaintance! Ledlaw! Let's recruit Ledlaw. Let's buy some more books while we're at it. And after we've increased our reason to level 4, I might start actually reading these books. Mirror. Okay, so that's over. Oh, god damn it. I am getting sick again. So, fun fact, I have finished this game a lot of times. I very rarely actually read the text that accompanies these books. So while I'm doing this, I might actually do that. But this is ticking down, so I don't really want to waste this. Because that would be a shame. What do you mean, got no flavor for flavor text? Oh. Yeah, like that. Like, I don't have it. That's a weird way of phrasing that, in my opinion. Like, it's probably a very normal way of phrasing that, but I wouldn't say it like that. Anyway, notable scholarship. Oh, wait, nope, that's incorrect. Oh god, I'm gonna have to go once around, aren't I? That sounds lazy to me. Hi, Mel. To be fair, it is a bit lazy. That's why I'm burning my money to buy books that I will only have the game tell me I read. God, the thought of all the reading I have to do with Book of Hours does scare me a bit, though. Oh god, I forgot to go back to work. Well, time to plead to keep my job. I said hi to you again because I'm kind of surprised you're still here after 20 minutes of me reading. Correction. Holy shit, I've been here an hour. 50 minutes of me reading. I mean, it like Slime may pretend to have some gameplay. I don't know, man. I have been offered another chance, and I'm apparently expected to be grateful. And this is why I don't like doing the reason jobs. But they do pay well in the beginning. Yay, another collection of poetry. Also, yay, I'm out of money. And yay, I'm about to go fucking restless again. Holy fucking shit. There are ways of extending these timers, but I don't like doing them. Time for more restlessness. Now the question I have is, do I actually burn this? Or do I just let this turn into dread? I think I'm just gonna let that turn into dread, it's fine. One dread won't kill me. And to be frank, I need the money. I'm just gonna put this here. So this is the early game of Cultist Simulator. You work for money, you study to get your stats up, you read and buy books, and you talk about weird shit until people come talk to you. And you do all of that while trying very hard not to get arrested. God damn it, again! Fuck's sake. And this is how the game tries to kill you, with fucking dread and restlessness. Solitaire with mysticism. Well, sure. Not... I mean, it is and it isn't, like... Fuck it, I'm just gonna paint with this restlessness. They can demote me again, it's fine. Like, it is solitaire in the sense that it is played using cards as a medium for things. Depends on how strictly you define the word solitaire, I guess. It's not like these cards have values beyond the meaning they say. Like, there isn't an actual 9 of spades here or something. Another acquaintance. You know what, maybe I shouldn't be recruiting these before I read their flavor text. Because I think I missed out on lead law. Oh well. Please don't take too long to finish the painting. I would like to have my work without begging for another chance again. Yay, I have done good work. My recent work has gone unnoticed. Nothing has sold. Perhaps the work is its own reward. I hope so. I did get 2 glimmering though, so I can probably train my passion in a little bit. After I'm finished training up all this erudition. Well, at least all the reading gives me an excuse to keep my voice going. Oh hey, I have dread and contentment. I should probably do something about that. Clear my mind. I remember that I was different, but I can't remember yet how. Dread can be quelled with the correct resource. Reminders. I need a little peace, or a moment of happiness. Too much dread will destroy you. Contentment can cure. I remember that I was different before. Also, you may have noticed, but these believers and acquaintances sometimes blink, and it always takes me off guard a little bit. Alright, I'm finally done training my freaking reason, Jesus Christ. And there's a 5th level. Well, yeah, 5th. I will grow wiser yet. Exercise the mind wisest. I'm not sure if that counts as wisdom or just knowledge. Probably both, to be fair. The skill is called reason. No live organism can continue for long to exist sanely under conditions of absolute reality. And the detective found nothing because I'm not committing crimes. The humans are safe with me. The sun still moves, the wind still walks. My journals are the labyrinth clue. My mind is a paradise of mirrors, in which all things are clear, even those things I might prefer not to see. Profound scholarship. So now oh shit, that was not the correct decision. Oh well. I guess I'm losing these. And I still am fucking poor. Oh god, it's Populous Cell. This person eats one of your followers for a decently large sum of money. There is a particular follower you can feed her that's technically better than all the others. Because that is a follower you will lose all on your own anyway. I have passed the time. I have been inclined to tears and afterwards inclined to laughter. Meanwhile, the world continues. Well, I went on this journey, might as well finish. And And then we'll read some actual goddamn lore. Because most of this has been flavor text for now. Might as well. These are in Latin. These are not in Latin. I could read the book that teaches me Latin, but I don't really want to. Oh, Catcaro. An acquaintance. You know what? I might as well read these. I haven't read Ledlaw. Ledlaw has begun to understand the limitations of ingenuity and the power of sacrifice. He is a forge foundry. Salaba is a man of prodigious appetite. He is long past the point where their satisfaction has given him any pleasure, but he hasn't learned so very much. Nope. Katgaro, as she styles herself, earns a living as a stage medium and fortune teller. She may have the deeper talents. Read sentimental literature. If I proposed to learn anything, I wouldn't be reading this stuff. I should probably have put in the title that this is a vanilla run, but oh well. You're not gonna find anything if all I do is read, talk, and work, and talk about weird shit. Like, talking about weird shit is not illegal. Otherwise, I would be in jail a long time ago. And this is my random bit of contentment for now, which I... Does your title... Oh, you mean the Aspirant? No, that is actually... that is the title of... There are different starting conditions in the game, and that is the title of the basic starting condition. Is the Aspirant. That title changes if your run ends for whatever reason and you pick a different start. I believe it's called a legacy. Like, you can be the dancer or the medium or the detective, but in this run we will be the Aspirant. Holy shit, I have free funds. I am no longer completely broke. Also, these hanger-ons don't really have any interesting text. They're basically genetic followers. Although, funny enough, they are not genetic enough to be infinite. There's only one of each. And I say one of each as in one from each aspect of this game's mysticism. Of which there are 8.5. There are 9, but the 9th is more of an exception than an actual aspect. Oh. And I will be going over them all when I have something to point to for each of them. Because right now I am slightly too ignorant to learn about them all. Also, goddammit, I'm sick again. I could just make myself not sick with money, but what would be the fun in that? Just lift weights until you are not sick anymore. I wish that was a joke, it kind of isn't. And who is it this time? Clovette! Oh, that's not what I want to do. We can explore with that, but I don't want to because that eats the knowledge. Oh god, I didn't work overtime. That's not very clever of me. Alright, time to become more passionate. Somehow. Who desires but acts not, breeds pestilence. Feed my imagination fiercer. And after that, we can finally start reading these goddamn books. Traveling at Night Volume 2 is not... well... The first volume of Teresa Galmier's... the first Locksmith's Dream... combined with my affliction with vitality, so I can heal and get my health back that the game constantly tries to steal from me. And I do mean constantly. My desires grow in number. It may be that they will always outpace my actions. Skill, a wild imagination. I have been known to break 6 pencils in a day. Use this with work to paint, or with study and free lessons learned to gain more passion. Well, let's see. These come in volumes, so I think I might save them until I have the complete set. I would need to learn what the complete set is. Let's start with the skeleton songs. Poems of greedy delight, composed by the possibly pseudonymous Arabella Dusk, the rumored heiress turned madame turned poetess. In Arabella's introduction, she explained that the book was to be illustrated, but that the Suppression Bureau would not permit it. She hints that the illustrations still exist somewhere. The book is dedicated to Sir Percival of the Red Cup. So I'm guessing that has to do with the Grail aspect. You will be learning this shit with me, because I actually do not know these things very well. Also, I think Clovette is a heart. Oh, interesting, Faye. I mean, some of them are a mood, and some of them are just descriptions of things. But I'm glad that Mr. Kennedy's writing resonates with you. That means I'm at least doing someone a service here. Another hanger-on. Usually malleable, but they'll never amount to much. In other words, these are your minor followers. The 26 delightful fruits, the 7 chastisements, the 9 gardens, the 4 regrets. A red secret. replacing this here. Some words are spelled correctly only when the proper ink is used. I don't know what that means. I mean, I kinda know what that means, but that's certainly a way of saying that. The Burning of the Unburned God, compiled by Hosti Tasmane, I have no idea how to pronounce that, from oral traditions in rural Persia. I can't speak, hang on. Rural Persia. Tasmane hypothesizes a pre-Zoroastrian fire deity, whose rites were the rites of smiths. I should probably start actually recruiting some of these people. But, okay, have a good night, Mal. Thanks for being here. Lantern is number 4. There is an order to put these things in that makes sense to me, but I always forget what the exact order is. Well, time to become obsessed again. Tasmane ultimately concludes with apparent reluctance that the deity was a goddess. He suggests that its gender may have been the cause of its suppression. The rites described are often eerie, sometimes grisly. The rite of the crucible soul. Oh god, that's a ritual. We're not doing rituals. And an ardent orison. I can kinda hear that. When we watch a fire, what are we watching for? When we find it, these are the words it will speak. A word that sanctifies the change that comes when the seared skin peels. I cannot speak for continent. Sorry. Samuel Savage's satirical comedy on the intrigues of the ailing but cunning John Son, his mistress Mavelyn, her lover Leo, and the upstart Corvino. Corvino? How would you pronounce that? By the end of the first act, Mavelyn has revealed a secret door in the walls of the house to Leo, and Corvino has taken to consuming words. The humors of a gentleman. Even in waking hours, I have begun to see new colors, because of my dedication to enlightenment. Which, guess what? Brings more restlessness. And of course, Mr. Alden is making me do overtime again. So what do the corners of the tabletop mean? The corners don't really mean anything. I have placed these icons here myself. Like, I can move these around, I just haven't. But the big icons. This one is work and things like work. This bottom left one is where you study things or exercise in other means. Like, you read books, you try to exercise your health, your passion, your reason. The name of the verb is study. This is explore, so when you go to a place. This is dream, which is pretty self-explanatory, and this is talk, which is hopefully also pretty self-explanatory. And this bottom one is not one I interact with directly, but this is basically the random event timer. This one eats one of my funds every 60 seconds and causes a random event. It will also, though, tell you which event it is. This time, in this case, it's the Season of Orders, which gets me a free contentment, which is actually pretty nice. So I might actually just let this expire, because I'm getting a free contentment anyway. I do not check this too often because, I don't know, too much work. But you can be prepared for what is coming next. I don't know if... Can you see my cursor? Because otherwise I need to make it so that you can see the cursor. Okay, you can see my cursor. Good. So when restlessness expires, a restless longing has me. I feel that I want to do something. But if you don't do anything with your restlessness, it becomes dread. And here we have Dr. Ibn Aladdin, who cannot be my follower because he is too smart to join a cult. Well, I don't know why they can't become your followers, probably because they just don't have the inclination. The play is scabrous and occasionally hilarious. The characters are contrary and capricious. Many of the more resonant lines might well be formulae of power disguised in plain sight. Oh, it's another Watchman secret, I already have that. On the White. Solomon Husher writes, perhaps allegorically, of winter and its long, slow, doomed romance with the sun. The epigraph is sunset at noon. I don't know what an epigraph is. On closer investigation, the work seems to be a theory of aesthetics, or perhaps a set of warnings about the dangers of paintings. I can tell you, paintings can be very dangerous in this game. Well, most aren't. There is one that is particularly dangerous, because it will ask you to almost kill yourself. And now we have dread, and we combine dread with contentment to remember that we were different before. You know, the weird part is, Fate, not only will it ask you to almost kill yourself, that's the victory condition. That's how you win that run. By driving yourself to almost death. Let's buy another. Sorry. Husher writes distractedly of his hatred of colors and his yearning for them. He hints at a great work he has envisaged, or begun, where the palest of paintings will enthrall the world. He returns again and again to certain compelling phrases which he claims are the secret words of winter. A Saxton's secret. I don't know what a Saxton is. But I do know that winter is the 7th aspect. They don't really have numbers, but it is the 7th spot in a 7-spot cycle, so I call it the 7th aspect. In this past, a score or more of longs were made. They brokered peace with the Forge of Days long enough to set England on a path of early conquest and eventual destruction. The Forge itself devoured the greatest among them. The War of the Roads, 1450 to 1580, Jesus, that's a long war, censored edition. Willis Ford describes the War of the Roads, an event in a history other than our own, in detail. But numerous pages have been removed, the name of the publisher is blacked out, and an ominous staple to the cover explains that Willis Ford has been excised. Classy! I should probably read. Certain knowledge, it is said, can be expressed only through the particular quality of a silence. It has been suggested that one can only read such knowledge with one's eyes closed, but only by mischievous commentators. The 6 letters on necessity. I don't know what the odds are of Mr. Alden not giving you overtime, but it is always a nice bonus, because 2 funds for 70 seconds is actually a decent deal. And I mean, 2 funds for 100 seconds isn't terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Madame Bichet. Bichette? However you want to pronounce that. I'll go over them later. The royalty of England, according to Willis Ford, became the sovereigns of the leashed flame, destroying or transforming their enemies, conquering Europe, and establishing grand cathedrals to Saint Spark. The alliance with the Forge begins to take its toll. The last few chapters are missing entirely. A furtive truth. You may notice that I'm placing some of these higher than others. If you see that white circle, that indicates the strength of this piece of lore. The strength of them will not matter at the moment, but it will be important when I start using things that require lores at varying strengths. You can sort of see the strength by the white circle, or you can just click it and look at the number to the right of the leftmost icon. A furtive truth. A detail smuggled in from an adjacent narrative. Don't speak this where you may be overheard. Oh, I'm not reading anything, goddamn. Warnings and confessions about the cost of the invisible arts, addressed to a student by the 17th century magus and reputed immortal Julian Cosley. Cosley's tone is urgent, as if he suspected he might have little time left. Well, not so immortal then after all. More books! And goddammit, the colors are here again. Valen, tell Virgilius to bother someone else, or Virgilius. I don't know, the name's Latin, it would probably be Virgilius. True. Oh hey, Traveling at Night Volume 1. Nice. Also, if you're wondering about these events that come up and then go away that I've been ignoring, please let me know. Pronounced like in Devil May Cry at least. That's fair. For instance, this one is someone investigating that I keep talking about things. Sometimes an investigator will just show up around here and be extremely bothersome. Even the sun can be divided, though it requires the Forge of Days for its division. A smith's secret. In 5 continents, smiths have whispered the same words to the iron. Murderers have been known to whisper these words too, and adepts, of course. These words are spoken in ritual to inspire an unmerciful change. The Queens of the River, a surreal contemporary play by the enigmatic Monica Medina, in which the Queens of the River are murdered, one by one. The Queen of the Vistula is poisoned. The Queen of the Dnieper chokes on a fishhook. The Queen of the Tagus is burned alive. Making me do overtime again. It's almost as if this is a real job. Oh hey, free glimmerings. Old unhappy fought off things. Moth finds the light in the dark. And so do I. Oh god, I'm getting bleak thoughts. That's not good. Dark days, I must be careful not to let doubts creep in. Dread may provoke full-fledged despair. That is not ideal. Time to start going to bed early. And hoping that it helps. With luck, I will refresh. Sometimes this will provide contentment. Often, it will do nothing. Occasionally, it will create dread or fascination. A half-glimpsed wistfulness as touching. Well, shit, we're making paintings because I'm not letting this get to 2. Oh god, unless Mr. Eldon decides to be a dick again. I guess I can talk about my restlessness to keep it in existence for longer. The culprit, it transpires, is the audience. The surviving queens are directed to execute whatever audience members do not escape. A surprisingly lucid epilogue suggests that the correspondence of river names with historical events does provide clues to secret histories behind our own. Interesting. I don't want to train that edition, that takes forever. Well, I guess this restlessness is probably expiring, and that's actually kind of bad. Oh, hey, good! Contentment. Damn. Also, Jesus, I actually didn't need the... Okay, I'll take it. Well, my third passion is occupied, so I guess I'm making a mood piece. Cool. Alt history in general can be appealing done right. Well, the overall setting is known as the setting of secret histories. The way I understand it is that there have been 5 total histories, like with a capital H. So it's occult, but it's also alt history. But I believe this is mostly I don't know the exact details of how contemporary the history is to the actual one. It's also a little bit deliberately vague about what time this is set in, to be fair. Like, the vibe is Victorian England, but aside from that, I couldn't tell you. This is another hanger-on. The wolf despair prowls elsewhere. The wolf divided can eat my fucking ass. That wolf has ended so many of my runs. Because despair will slowly gather by itself if you don't manage your restlessness well. My recent work has drawn some attention. Something should sell. But the real reason I do it is because that makes contentment. Even though I didn't need the contentment anymore, I still wanted some contentment. Unfortunately, contentment doesn't last very long. I'm happy, I think. But for now, time to do an exercise routine. And buy more books. I guess I could sell some of these books too. But I don't have any spindly yet to pay for languages in other ways. I'll get those eventually though. And he wants me to do overtime again. And if I had any fascination, which is a little bit harder to gain by itself. You know what I am selling though is these things of these collections of essays and poems. This oddity is probably worth something, but it's hard to be sure. It is of minimal value. Sometimes that means that most of the time you'll get one coin, and sometimes you'll get slightly more. Fresh air and exercise. And hey look, more contentment. The auctioneer's gavel bangs. My item has sold. For minimum value. The poet makes himself a seer by an immense, long, deliberate derangement of all the senses. The opposite of wisdom, thankfully. Hey, Violet. And with the books that we sell, we buy more books. What's it called? Moreland. Okay. Miss Moreland's shop. Until it runs out of books at last. Kittling Ripe and the Multi-Warp's Grave and other stories. Incidentally, that fire sound means that a particular card is getting burned by an action I do. Because usually, but not always, cards come back out of the slots after you use them. They may come out transformed though. You know what, how about we do some manual labor? That may accelerate the proceedings a little. Apollo and Marcia. And it's time to see more colors. I'm sure Don Quixote will be jealous. To be fair, these are new colors, so she wouldn't know what colors they are. Like, she wouldn't recognize a color. I may start that sometime next week for you, babe. Another book I need Latin for. Oh, these are also in a set. But yeah, you see this, like, this candle icon, it means that the card you put in there will be burned. You can only put a coin in there because it is a cost. And time for more restlessness. Oh look, I'm getting another patron. Okay, oh right, never mind. But yeah, as long as I won't shut up about these occult scraps I have, this hunter will not leave me alone. Which means I should probably avoid doing actual crimes. Or, you know, perhaps better stated as gaining notoriety. The funny thing is, this is the safe way of getting followers, because there's also a slightly more direct way that will get you notoriety instead of just mystique. Oh god, Season of Despair. The Wolves Divided is doing things again. Stronger yet. What are you saying, yesterday? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes. Yes, you can. I sometimes forget the questions I ask. I'm gonna put my patrons down here a little, so that I have room to actually sort all these followers when I start actually recruiting them. I could carry a man across a river now, or strangle him. There are many things now that I could crush in my fists, a steely physique. I could train this further, but that would be a bit of an ordeal, so I'm not gonna. Instead, more Wrapped in the King. Detailed accounts by James Cullen Murphy of secret bacchanals and ecstatic dances observed in necropolises and graveyards in southern Europe, in Egypt, and in Anatolia. The author is a self-confessed ghoul, an eater of buried flesh. He claims to have witnessed the dances while at his feasting. The dances draw from the traditions of the mysteries of the cults of Isis and of Cybele. Cybele? How do you pronounce that? But include both symbolic and literal flayings. And the human heart is always central in the rites. The author punctuates his accounts with queasily sensuous descriptions of his own interrupted feasts. Sybil? Like that? Okay, Sybil then. I don't know if you pronounce the final E or not. I also don't know if that's a real goddess or not. I assume it's a goddess. Please stop making me do overtime. It pays so much less. I mean, I figured it was. Most of the low tier stuff, the stuff that you buy, will be mainly from the current reality, I suspect. So references to deities by name will probably be actual deities. At these greater feasts, a black pig is always crowned as king before it's slain. On this occasion, why are there so many capital letters? Its heart was weighed in balance against a knot of feathers, and its skin became a cape for the officiant. Its flesh was left for the crows, but I must confess my interest was not in its carcass, but in the perfumed flesh of the milliner laid fresh in the earth. What is a milliner? A waking chant. Holy shit, that is a tier 3. Okay, I'm looking up that word. Milliner, a person who makes or sells women's hats. In the original Greek, it's kibele, very approximately, but English did weird things with the letter C. Oh, I see. Hello, Salty Tempest. How do I address you properly? There are so many capitals because I didn't know I wrote these texts before. I'm not sure I get it. Is that a self-roast, Faye? Kittling Ripe and the Mollywarp's Grave, and other stories. A lusciously illustrated tome of loosely connected children's stories, collected by one N.K. Field. Few of them are remotely suitable for children. Oh look, it's the Brothers Grimm! The protagonist, a speechless cat thing called Kittling Ripe, performs a series of elaborate rites to rescue members of her extended family, culminating in the resurrection of her other grandmother, Mollywarp. I've had Salty, Tempest, anything along those lines work. Okay. Probably Tempest then. Hello, Miss... Hello, Sir Tempest. That'll teach me to ask questions properly. Welcome to my stream. I'm Dojel. You can find weird shit here. That's about the end of it. A patron we can learn from each other. And here's the complete set of people who will pay you to write things down for me, which will be very interesting later when I am slightly more well-read. Anyway, more occult spells. Ah, I see. Do you also know what goddess that is, Tempest? Because I recognize Isis as the, mother of the Nile, but... And I'm sure other things too, to be fair. When the Snake Witch killed the stag, Kittling snatched one of its eyes. When the Dry Witch killed the sow, Kittling stole a cup of its blood. Then she took them to the place Mollywarp lay buried, and she shook out her hair, and she began to dance. I think the moon. Ah, that does make sense. Which pantheon is that? Is that Greek or is that Egyptian, or something else entirely, perhaps? Ooh, a muff, a wood whisperer. And I'm sick again, so... Vicky says she was a mother goddess. Greek mythology has a bunch of those because of how syncretic it was. That's fair. Just, again, Isis is the Greek naming of an Egyptian goddess, if I believe. So I was just making sure. But, you know, these things do overlap a little. In the Apollo and Marsyas. In the original myth, Marsyas lost a musical contest and was flayed by Apollo, who later regretted it. In this version, Marsyas' skin has a further history. Anyway, a wood whisper. Lie awake and listen. The wind speaks in the branches. The house cries out in its sleep. These are the roads that chaos rides. I should probably also read the waking chant. Who could hear this and remain unmoved? The sleeping? The dead, the earth, and the sky? I am missing 2 more principles before I can, or 3 actually, because this one's also missing. And hooray, more restlessness! And Mr. Alden is gonna give me overtime again, so that's gonna turn into dread again. Fortunately, after the despair goes away. So I don't have to worry about it so damn much. Also... Ah, yeah, syncretic. Yeah, I get it. Sorry, I had to look up that word. Holy shit, he didn't give me overtime. Alright. 2 bits of passion, 1 bit of mystique, and some rest. Do you have to save scum when learning Cultist Simulator? Not really. Like, the game does not kill you quickly. I will say that much. Like, you have to feed this thing... Oh, wait, this thing is ticking. Oh, shit. This dread event, you have to have 3 pieces of dread fall into. And generally, that's something that'll get you early, but then you start to learn where you can get contentment to counter the dread. So, I wouldn't say save scumming is necessary. Plus... it is kind of expected that you lose a couple of runs. But yeah, what brings you to my corner of the internet, Tempest? But yeah, this is definitely one of those losing is fun games. But the game will never make you lose quickly. Like, things have to be cascading out of control a little bit before you... Valid, I don't... Yeah, and... Like... I may be the only person who thinks this, but... Oh, you've been on a Cultist Simulator stream, Kickler. Well, welcome to my stream. I'm sorry I'm the only one. You could have been watching someone better. But, hi. God damn it, I got demoted again. Oh well. Shit happens. When I'm done with this run, I might do the Book of Hours. I've been holding out on the DLC until I got a stream ready, but then a thing I was waiting on turns out to not be coming, so now I'm streaming this instead. I know the mechanics of this pretty well, yeah. I've finished this game a bunch of times. I think I've done almost every ending, well, aside from the traditional 3 and the Apostle endings, which I haven't done, I think I haven't done one of the Ghoul endings. Not the Ghoul, the Dancer endings, because those 2 routes seem very similar. But yeah, I know the mechanics of this game quite well. Unfortunately, you will not get a new game experience in here. The fun thing is, I don't actually know the lore super in depth, because I usually skip the flavor text. So you'll be hearing me read a lot. So oh god damn it. I need to unbind that. So I guess there will be something new for me to learn. And for you to experience me learning. But yeah, I am definitely experienced in the gameplay of this game, I will say. What I am not experienced with is the base game of Book of Hours or of Cultist Sim? This would be an interesting game to speedrun. It would also be terrible to speedrun, I feel like. Interesting idea. I am not a speedrunner, unfortunately. I don't have the patience to learn that. Did he just promote me? Oh, no. I saw something here, didn't recognize there for a second. I was like, did he give up already? A seeded speedrun in 12.5 minutes. Jesus Christ. What ending did they go for? It almost sounds like Exile. Though I guess Exile wouldn't count as a standard run, would it? But yeah, like, what path were they doing? I suppose I should ask. Can't be cool, because that would take forever. Base Enlightenment. I see. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever learn this game that well. I'm a bit of a casual. I like playing games on hard mode, but I don't like doing shit like that. By the way, let me know if the text I'm using in the bottom right corner is distracting. It's something I did to be cute, but I don't know if it's obnoxious in any way. Ooh, the Viennese Conundrum. Unseated. Your usual enlightenment run is about an hour and you're very, very slow. Jesus Christ, doing this game in only an hour? I've been live for 2 hours, dude. I'm guessing this is one of those books that has multiple things in it. Although, in fairness, comparing it to my time isn't entirely reasonable because, you know, I've been pausing a lot, I've actually been reading. On what is contained by silver. The route is to complete all 3 apostles. Jesus Christ, dude! Like, back to back? I haven't even done the one apostle victory I did for a standard victory. Not as long as I'd expect. I mean, I'm sure if you actually care about being efficient in this game that it's a lot faster, but when did I get 4 Mystique at once? But that still sounds like it'd take a couple hours. Though again, if a seeded enlightenment victory can be in 12.5 minutes, then it's probably still an hour or 2, right? Like, again, it probably knows if you know what each of the locations actually holds. Which, I'm sorry, the thought of even trying to learn that makes the moths in my head go wild. Speaking of moth, another goddamn restlessness. I love you, Cultist Simulator, but something. Each of the minor victories is about an hour. The major victories are a few hours, if you recall correctly. Like, one run of each of the minor victories is an hour, or each of the minor victories takes an hour? So, because otherwise that sounds like it takes multiple days. I don't know how you would even route that. But again, I am not the kind of person. So I should probably stop repeating that. Honestly though, the idea alone of finish, like even in a seeded run, 12.5 minutes to complete an enlightenment run sounds kind of ludicrous. I'm gonna let this dread tick, and this expire so that I can feed it to the... so that I can feed it my contentment. And I should probably also process these. I'm pretty sure you could do... you're pretty sure... I haven't ever actually done... Well, good luck if you ever actually try that, but... try that, good luck if you ever actually try that. That sounds absolutely terrifying. Though I guess that... it's not the shortest slow run ever. What the hell did I just say? It's not the longest quote-unquote speedrun ever, is what I was trying to say there, before I absolutely put my foot in my mouth. So, maybe this is a dumb question, but when you are doing your main shortcut is that if you play the Bright Young King, you get one book back, mostly of a choice. Oh! Oh, I see. Yeah, that would certainly shorten your time if you could just bring a fucking 12 strength lore book back, wouldn't it? I wonder what the best book for that would be. I mean, certainly one from Port Noon, but... unless I just absolutely butchered what the endgame zone is. Fuck it, I'll throw that in. Fun fact, debating about something makes it not decay. Also, I haven't been keeping up with my recruitment. Also, this book is in Greek. Definitely the 14 Lantern Lord. It helps with the manses and makes for a very quick enlightenment victory. I can imagine that. Yeah, I guess that does make sense, that if you can just cheat yourself to 14 lanterns, you can get to a victory very quickly, because that's 24 with just a follower. Then if you're going with the Mirror of Glory also. Why do I have a glimmering over there? That's weird. Also, it's in Fort Garrick, and Fort Garrick is basically required in all 3 apostle victories. Oh, nice. I don't know if I recognize the name Fort Garrick, which is interesting. I'm sure that's one of those endgame zones that I don't actually bother exploring all of, because if you ever get to that point, you basically have already won. Still though, you can't. Is there a way to route the victory so that you get Bright Young Thing for every after every major victory? I just... Overtime. Sorry for some... You're playing the base game, so there aren't that many things that can be there, and if it's not there, you can reset it. Oh, I see. Yeah, because you don't get priest, dancer, or medium. That's... Or exile. So that's 4 things you don't get. Seems kind of... Like, I know the DLC isn't super valuable, but it is kind of a little bit sad to miss out on it, I feel like. Because the saving and returning changes the legacy, so... Oh, true. Yeah. I would definitely actually recommend... Definitely exile, but I would definitely recommend actually doing the DLCs. Like, it's not like it's amazing value or something, but it is interesting to work out how to do the priest ending, for instance. Which I'm sure you actually know, but still. Anyway, I have restlessness again. Sooner murder an infant in its cradle than nurse unacted desires. Feed my imagination. Fiercest. We will not be committing crimes in the sky today. I've gotten busy with other things recently. I've kept myself from learning the DLC mechanics and all to keep the right vibe. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I will not be spoiling them. Then. You should be mostly comfortable with them, but I mean, it's not like the entire genre will change. It will still be a card-based resource management. I wonder if you can turn those DLCs off for when you afterwards still want to do the speedruns. I now have a fevered imagination, and I shouldn't be doing that. A fevered imagination. Phantoms ride my whip. Oh yeah, you can just undownload the DLC, that is true. Gotta go start going to bed. Anyway, books! This bottom section is a bit bright. I'm gonna wait for that to calm down. Sir, haven't found anything again, because I do not do cultings with weak cultists, and these are all weak cultists. Oh, Claire, an acquaintance. I'm running out of acquaintances. Of the Victory of Crowns. Heretic accounts by one Arun of the hunting and consumption of supposed immortals by shadowy cults of assassins, published in the late 19th century. The assassins are, according to Arun, the agents of a power called the Colonel, a soldier of the Secret Masters. The accounts go all the way back to Roman times. So that's edgelord then, probably. I'm almost certain something in this sequence isn't right, but I guess I'll find that out in a second. Do you ever play Book of Hours, Tempest? Not yet. I guess I will refrain from commenting on it then. I do recommend it. It's fun. It's different, but it's fun. Oh shit, I forgot to read that. What time are we at? Just haven't gotten the edge. That's fair. And now let's see if I can use the clipper tool as a time machine. Arun's scholarship is dubious, but she writes piffly incidents of sudden and violent deaths are interspersed with aphorisms. Ours don't dream. Long try not to. I see. Thank you, Clipper Tool, for being a time machine. The Viennese conundrum. When the individual K attends the meetings, the black dogs are sacrificed in quarters. When the individual M is in attendance, black mares are found with their throats slashed. I propose that these sacrifices are not necessary, but that their Lygaean friends may consider them fitting. Herewith diagrams of the mutilations. Indeed, cool, slaughter. Well, it is a cultist game. A knife secret. When our ancestors forged swords, taught the arts of martial movement, spoke curses on the eve of battle, all these things shared certain patterns. I haven't gone in the realm of dreams yet. Maybe I should do that. I've got as far as I can in dream. I must perform the work. Oh god damn it, I'm sick again. I'm guessing this is more knife lore considering, or edging lore rather. A patron, we can learn from each other. Oh no, it's a peculiar rumor. That's not good. Do I act upon this? Because, fuck it. This might lead me to someone I need, or it might mean something else entirely. Explore with a rumor to follow up. That book is probably the best library book for unseated speedrunning, though Wrapped in the King is a close second. Yeah, because it gives two kinds of lore, doesn't it? Or because it gives Moth 6. Medusa's riddle, then, I choose to render as what is not seen. There is another riddle, one I have heard rendered as what may be lost. I will delineate some historic attempts to answer it. These are, in themselves, in some sense, sacrifices. And now some fresh air and exercise to keep away the doctor. Or to be the doctor. But yeah, it's an early Moth 6, I assume. An Agdithiast's parable. I don't know what an Agdithiast. The Agdithiast riddle is what may be lost. Each Agdithiast parable is an attempt to answer the riddle. It gives buff, while Wrapped in the King gives Heart 6, which are really good for starting the cult. That is fair. That's definitely fair. Because that gets you to 8, so you can have your 5s in. Yeah, get Disciples without having to raid anywhere, or, you know, hire hirelings. It's definitely valid to like those for that reason. For anyone who is confused about that, the lower tier gives 2 of an aspect, the next to that gives 4, and the next one 6. The seeded speedrun doesn't care, barely even as a cult to begin with, if I remember correctly. To be fair, that's valid. You don't do a lot with your cult at early stages, and if you start with a 14 lore, do you even need the cult at that point? An unpromising address, but a promising resident. And notoriety. But you will also gain notoriety. Notoriety is bad, but it is inevitable. You get a cookie if you get that reference. So, the talk verb with a lore gives you rumors if it starts as an Oh, sweet Jesus, how the fuck? The locksmith's dream, portions and proportions. Woof. God damn you, Mr. Alden. I just realized that's been ticking. I should probably take care of that. The problem with work is that your bosses will not allow you time to undepress yourself. I don't know if that means if that's realistic or not. I should probably deal with this. The spare pad's close at my heels. The world is leached of light. It hires a lantern mercenary, which it can guarantee because it's seeded. Yes, of course. It also guarantees all the raid success too, because it's seeded. Yep, that does make sense. Honestly, I should have just let myself get demoted. At least there's a season of silence upcoming, so it's not too bad. Auction. A total lack of interest. No one is impressed. The auctioneer's gavel bangs. My item has sold, but for a sum so trifling as not to be worth it. And suspicion is next, which is not ideal. Actually, I think I can work around. That's one reason why you like going the full artist route. So much more flexibility, free contentment, and very quick painting upgrade. Yeah, but then you run into fascination. Like, eventually I'll just let myself get demoted, to be fair. I just didn't want to do the manual labor thing. I needed the money. And hey, here we have another hanger-on. So I'm just gonna... Influence preservation is almost welcome. True! Though I don't play with influences a whole lot. I'm just gonna let this stick for a little bit. Because I'm gonna do something entirely stupid. 5 skills enough. 1 passion. Fuck off. Nothing to see here. I'm painting with this, and for some reason that means you can't catch it. I should probably have waited those 5 seconds a little closer, but oh well. I don't know how exactly this works, but apparently your reputation can't be considered as long as you're painting. Which means this notoriety might go away. Or, you know, another season of suspicion will come. Painting with at least one bag. Yeah. 55 seconds plus 1 for every good day. That's true. Oh god. I made a mistake. Oh sweet Jesus. I made a mistake. You know what? Fuck it. No extra effort. That's just gonna get me fired. That is really bad. You know what? Not Poppy, not you. You! Let's talk about it. Are you fucking shitting me? Stop! Go away! Am I playing Persona 3? Why am I forced to burn this much dread? Oh cool, some fascination. That's actually kind of useful in this circumstance. So fascination is the rare counterpart to dread. Light leaks through the cracks. My mind is brighter than it ever was. The higher I rise, the more I see. The more you buy, the more you save. Oh, right, I realize I can't use this, can I? Maybe I can. Because I do have more contentment to feed this thing. That scared me for a second. Okay, please actually pick one of the 4 contentments and not dread. Oh, good. But speaking of the dread, actually I'm gonna let that one survive a bit. Actually, no, I'm not. Nom. I'm guessing the seeded speedrun also instantly gets Mr. Eldon to retire. Hello, Mr. Hunter. There is nothing to see here. And not just because I'm painting with my notoriety. The doors of vision swing wide. A little darkness will mellow my light. Even dread has its uses. Because fun fact, there is a small chance when you work at Glover & Glover that Mr. Eldon just straight up retires and gives you his position, and will stop bothering you. Another peculiar rumor that I should probably not act upon. Yeah, it's fine. It's just tentative evidence. What are they gonna do with it? Yes, they are almost certainly gonna find that, but who cares? They need 2 pieces of notoriety to arrest me, so I can just, you know, not. True. As long as you can teach yourself to be okay with how little sense it makes. Like, painting is definitely not a bad way to get money. It's just not my preference, and that's fine. Just like it's usually not my preference to go outside of the inner square, even though there's literally nothing forcing me to stay inside it. Because I am a crazy person. To be fair, you do have to be in this situation. Ah, fuck it, I'll just buy my way to hell. The Suppression Bureau doesn't want to arrest an infamous painter in public. True, I guess that does make sense. Because otherwise, how are they learning about what materials you use when you make things the world cannot see? I guess that is valid. Oh boy, time for more despair. At least the despair will be after the bleak thoughts goes away. Yeah, another. Why do I keep rolling patrons now? Fuck it. Let's see if I can find someone to take care of that evidence for me. Well, that was something I shouldn't have done. Why do I always get the strange trees by moonlight when I do not want them? And never when I do actually want them? One of your favorite little bits of text in the game, you can study any influence except one. Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you mean, yeah. It is not a matter for study, but you can work with it. I know exactly what you mean. If I get it, which I will, I'll show that one. Well, I do not need a hulking murderer. Read whatever is to have. Study restlessness. To study, one must generally sit quite still. Restlessness is rarely the ally of scholarship. That was what you were referring to, yeah? I'm sure if Faye was here, he would say mood. So yeah, oh no, they have found evidence against me. A hunter has found evidence, real or imagined, of my sins. Evidence is bad, because if they find enough evidence, they can put me in jail and run ethics. So now I should make sure not to get any more notoriety, which, funny enough, is fairly easy to do if you know what causes notoriety. Most of which involves your cult, which is why I'm not touching my cult, or going after rumors at this stage. wonder... I should really count how many followers there actually are. Hey Tempest, do you actually read these books or do you sell them? Out of curiosity. Because I usually sell these. You usually don't sell, you have other things you need to explore for. That's fair, in speedruns that definitely makes sense. I don't need 2 collections of essays though. To be quite honest, I don't know if we even need 1. It's definitely a slow way of doing things, but... Look at all these... Okay. The poetry and essays are your first go-to for selling if you get desperately low on funds. That's fair. It is definitely the thing you need the least. A few minutes into the apostle parts of the runs, that's also understandable. Because you're trying to buy useful books with them. Oh cool, Season of Orders. That means that this dread will fix itself. Oh boy! I'm moving on, Miss Moreland informs you. My stock is largely exhausted and the Suppression Bureau are taking an interest, so it's goodbye. This last book is nonsense, but I've tucked some interesting papers into the back as a thanks for your custom. Well, the bookshop's closing. Moreland's shop, closed. This used to be the address of Moreland's, the book dealer, but I'll have to look elsewhere for knowledge now. Well, shit, she ran out of books. Especially the essays. The poetry is occasionally useful to speed up getting full passion, which makes everything else much easier. That's fair. That's fair. So she thought she has given me the words that walk and given me the something deep mystery something. A dreadful souffle of half-digested rumor about the secret worlds and the irrelevance of contemporary morality, including a catalogue of unlikely and probably invented debaucheries. If I've bought this from a shop, it probably means there is nothing else of interest in stock. Well, this is useless. Sell it. And then we have the introduction to histories, which seems like a fitting thing to perhaps wind down. The essays are mostly useless because the stack door has easy edit. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, glimmering is definitely the hardest of the free things to get. Could use some free lantern procs, but I guess I'm not getting those. I'm gonna let this one intentionally expire. That gives me more time to stock up more erudition. And now let's join an actual auction. I don't want a second Latin book. You can have that. A crowd of pinched faces, glinting eyes. Who will bid? Not me. When you're going for max passion and reasoning for patrons in the sector, don't really care about health except on the sensation of boss. That makes sense. That makes sense. Even though arguably health is also the easiest to level, but that is also the worst job to do. So that definitely makes sense. Ah, fuck it. I'll buy it, see if I can sell it for more than I buy it. Buy it, and immediately sell it again. Who knows? Hey guys, guess what? I'm buying an NFT. Except not really, because this one is actually guaranteed to have the same value you pay for it. We perch on alarming Rietveld, I don't know what that is, chairs in a windowless auction room with vividly burnt orange walls, waiting for the auctioneer to announce what he's offering. The reek of new paint makes the brain spin. The Bellus Mirorum. This I actually want. Stum! I should probably do something with this conga line of people I'm attracting. Oh god, someone's counterfeiting me. Are you shitting me? Why do you want this goddamn film reel so much? I'm gonna need more money. and I'm not even gonna sell this one, so I can't even claim that it's a pump and dump scheme. Holy shit, guys. Maybe. That's fair, that's fair. Isn't that a fairly high-powered winter one? I mean, it's definitely winter, but... I'm gonna regret doing that. Oh my god. Well, I'm not getting this one. Holy shit. True to right. Rip. Four times in a row, Jesus Christ. NFT. Will we make a profit on this one? Answer, probably not. Oh, total lack of interest. You can, it just takes forever. I believe. I've done it before, so... Like, it's definitely not the fast way of doing it. It is possible, yeah, definitely is possible with the extra lantern influence, but I think you can barely edge it out even without that, but maybe I'm misremembering. I definitely would not recommend doing it that way. Oh, hey, look, the entire set of hangers on. Oh. You know what, maybe if I use lantern aspect in the talks, it'll happen fast. Yeah, I don't care about the restlessness. Like, don't get me wrong, you definitely need to let them decay back down several times, so it's not recommended. You think I have the full set of cultists? I'm trying to confirm that, actually. Because then I can stop doing that. Oh, no, that's wrong. What? If it grabs my passion and doesn't give anyone back, then I'll have confirmed that. But thank you. I should probably learn how many there are. Like, there's less than... I believe there's 21, not including hangers-on. Grab the passion. How many is this? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So yeah, that should be everyone then. You know what? I'm not gonna wait that long. I'm just gonna use the fucking essays. Oh, well. Out you go. I'm a real streamer now, I'm getting bots. Oh, even if I use the essays, I would still need to refresh that, so... A case of mistaken identity. This isn't who you'd hoped for. After all, they are no one of particular importance, and eventually they'll pass from your memory. Perhaps there is no one else available that you'd care to meet. Well, time to meet our prospective cultists then. Starting with Clovette. Clovette is happy in a way that provokes no counter-argument to happiness. You might be able to recruit this acquaintance as a follower. Let's get started. To recruit a follower, I will need a little more of the power we revere. I might glean it from an influence, or a tool, or an ingredient, or just the lore of our tradition. Also, there's always the slightly easy way out of just painting with one of the lessons learned. In fact, why don't I do that? Clovette, a believer. Clovette's determined happiness now borders on the fanatical. Next! Saliba is a man of prodigious appetites. He has long passed the point where their satisfaction has given him any pleasure, but he has learned so very much. look, another collection of essays. Celaba understands blood. He does not yet understand birth. Kat Caro, as she styles herself, earns a living as a stage medium and fortune teller. She may have deeper talents. You use the stag door lessons and pain to juggle the eruditions. You're barely able to make it to 4 without any of them decaying. That's the thing about them decaying though, they decay back down to regular eruditions. Which kind of expands their lifespan. Holy shit, that is a lot of cards. But also, I can do some other trickery by talking to Madame Bichet. Oh. Maybe without putting it in. You don't like taking the... That's fair. That's fair. Like, yeah, definitely if you don't like having to bring them back up, then it's definitely not possible to do it without using some external benefit. Oh look, I am seeing things. Paintings whisper, windows wink. I know these things are not true, but how can I be certain? You can defeat visions with dread or a fleeting reminiscence. Like, definitely, because you need 4 combinations of 2 eruditions, and they only last 180 seconds each, and so, yeah, in that case, it's definitely not possible. But I believe I have done it before, so if you are actually willing to bring them back up, maybe it's possible. Or maybe I just got a lucky lantern proc in there somewhere. Also, I should put this here. So, one of the mechanics that I'm not going to be interacting with is these 5 people will give you commissions. Commissions. This one will also ask me to kill someone first. Which I should probably get on, actually. Whatever. Maybe when it's slightly more natural to do it. Honestly, I'm only going through the motions. The quality of my work will no doubt suffer. Anyway. I'll need enough lessons learned and something more. Increase my skill to something extra. So now you insert a lore. In this case, I'm gonna pick Lantern because that's what our cult is dedicated to fork the skill in one of 2 directions. I will follow in the footsteps of the Watchman. I wonder, does this change if I throw something else in? Oh, it's also gotta be relevant. I will remake myself to illuminate the night of ignorance. I will listen to the voices of the Madrigal. I will be relentless. I will not be denied. But I will follow in the footsteps. You use Poppy as a free source of dread to counteract fascination. That's fair. Also, you can feed Poppy the moth hanger-on because that one's not long for the world anyway. So that's all fair. I am not paying 2 coins for the Sanskrit reader. Fuck off. Also, I have stopped working. I should probably get on that again. But while I'm having a difficulty at work, I might as well get my vitality up for next time. Oh look, I'm also sick. My strength attracts comment. Not all comments are compliments. I draw my pay and leave. Oh, now I get a light in the skull. Seriously? The higher I rise, the more I see. My mind is glass and my memory light. Reason and skill can increase no further. Well, now I don't need this anymore. And I'm gonna feed that vitality to this. And actually start the fucking dream. And we're gonna end with an introduction to histories. The 17th century mystic and antiquarian Claude Hersalt describes divergent incidents in 5 major histories. Seems like a fitting one to end this stream on. The prologue warns at length of the iniquities of one Julian Cousin, a former colleague who Hersalt now describes darkly as a worm of worms. It seems Cosley advised Hersalt early in the writing of the book, but Hersalt later became suspicious. Always when you no longer need it. Oh look, my NFT is actually selling for 2 coins instead. True! That is a very harsh burn. Oh god, the auction house only sells NFTs now. I've exhausted the auction house as well. I guess I'll have to find my information elsewhere from now on. Hersalt identifies blood, silver, design, and the worms as the central axes of each of the histories, and claims that the so-called second history is the true one. And, on that note, I've been live for 3 hours. I need to go do IRL, well, not IRL things, but I need to go take care of myself, and I'm about at my limit, so I'm gonna end here. Thanks everyone who came to watch me. I think we're gonna raid Cloudy. How about that? Cloudy is a cool dude. Cloudy is a cool dude. Oh shit. And yeah, I think. What is he playing? Alright, he's continuing Katana Kami. Yeah, so go say hi. I don't have a raid message or anything, and have a good day. And remember, don't be a stranger, because that's my job. See you later.
Ooh, I like the loot.
They're everywhere!
Oh shit, Dojo. Hey, how you doing, man? Welcome in. Thanks for the